another session 40 of Into the Unknown with GM Jeremy, along with some Fallout talk here and there.
Gamers. We can't help ourselves. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next chapter in Into the Unknown. We are, this chapter is titled Kiss Off. It's a song by the Violet Femmes. It's very in-your-face kind of punk song. I love this song, and I dedicate this to Necra. So, there you go.
Haven't heard the song yet, so don't know why.
Sorry. I did put it in Discord if you need to,
Yes. Just not there yet.
Yeah. It also has the lyrics, but the lyrics are really easy to follow, so for the most part. It's not a necessity, but if you want to, you can watch that. Let's see. When last we met our heroes, they had left the village after taking a nice spa visit. Everybody had got a few new feet after being reprogrammed or downloaded. There we go. If they got a download. Sitting in John's new chair. Did anybody remember what John's name was?
Mostly not, but...
So John Lee Pettymore is his full name. The third. Same as his daddy and his daddy before. And if you don't know where that comes from, Copperhead Road.
I'm just going to.
So we're throwing back to back in the original couple chapters, Copperhead Road. That's why I kind of snuck that one in. It was a foreshadowing that you probably anyhow. So now the person in the song was John Lee Pettymore and his story, basically. So John has become more aware now. He's given you his name, a little bit about his past, and the fact that he knows our enemy. He's seen the films, all of them. So he's giving you a rundown on what xenomorphs are. There's a queen and warriors and drones, and they body snatch. And that's how they reproduce, is by body snatching and such, laying their eggs inside the host, and woohoo! Then the fun begins. Marshu described that they took a few of his fellow, I don't know exactly what to call them, manicores. I was trying to find out like a social name, but I don't know. Manicores aren't that social. Neighbor? Yeah, I guess so. They're all individuals of his enclave of manicores. And, they live together for security, but it didn't help them. And on the flight over, he was like, yeah, they took a couple of us, and why these creatures these demons would have kept us, and now I know. They were using us for an incubator. And this has been weeks ago. That this all months. Gotta look at my chapter book to find out exactly how long it's been. But since you first ran into Marsho, and he described his interaction with the xenomorphs, the black demons, who spilled hot blood upon his back. That was then, and this is now, and you're standing in a snow-covered crater that has been formed by a dropship that fell from the second Isengard? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more. You defeated a few Yetis as they were approaching the shuttlecraft here, and run into a couple Space Marines. Corporal Johnson. He's a little bit of a prick, and Sec Unit Necra 2374 Specialist. You met her, and there's this other guy, has his hands on his head, and he's screaming a silent scream. Well, that's Lieutenant Vasquez. And he seems to be having a time of it. Maybe a little bit of blood coming out of his nose. Banthor, you've discovered that he is the reason the time stop bubble has been, has been used to how it became in use. He's not using. Go ahead.
That was Asha.
Oh, well, my apologies. Ashura, there we go. Ashura, you've, looked at this guy and you're like, he's not using magic. What's he doing? That's cool.
That it was a psychic field.
So, you defeat the Yetis. You start to come together. Like, you're looking at this slightly older Necra, who kind of just stands there. Doesn't really respond or make a lot, comments. Not really paying attention exactly to the conversation. Seems, I don't know, distant. Definitely not your Necra. And Zorn and Maxie are still on top of the dropship when a pod pops out of it, a small AT anti-aircraft gun. There's 2 barrels on it. It's a couple feet wide and sticks out about 3 feet out of the dropship here. It whirls back and forth, unable to stop itself. Maybe it's basically trying to get a lock on, and I think Maxie gives it a little kick, like, what are you doing? And stuff, because she's basically standing on top of it when it popped up. So it surprised her. And that kind of slows it down a little bit, gives it some, some clarity almost. Like, something was wrong with it and she kicked it and now it's working.
Targets her.
Yeah. Corporal Johnson, he's like, he yells out, Zorn and Maxie are the only individuals who don't understand, I believe, the deep speak, or what language he's using. I believe so. Necra, you inherently know this is one of your languages, and Banthor, you used comprehend language.
Yeah.
Okay. So you understand what's going on, but does that give you the ability to respond in the same language?
It does not look like it.
Okay, all right. So you know what's going on, but you can't use the language itself.
Can't understand the
Ashura,
literal meanings.
I'm sorry.
I understand the literal meaning, so like probably not curses as much.
Okay. Yeah, so there might be some, points in here where Corporal Johnson, just goes off on a tirade, and you're like, interesting words. You can string those together? I didn't. Wow. And a monkey's butt. Okay. Alrighty then. Ashra, you've used tongues, which allows you to understand and speak in the language.
Mm-hmm.
Does that allow you to understand all languages and speak in all languages?
It will basically translate any language that I hear, and
Okay.
vice versa.
All right. And you have twinned this and
Put it on Kellum.
Kellum. All right. That's a touch. So at some point, Kellum, you would have had to come over to the group. Would you stay or would you walk back? Kind of like where you are now.
I would go back.
Okay. All right. So we'll bring I'll move both of y'all over here. There you go. You're hanging out at the tree. You're in the conversation, but not physically close. You got at least 10 feet, 5 feet in between, such.
But I am trying to get into the smoke and get into this pod because they said something about firepower.
Oh, okay, that's right. Right.
Yes.
So you come back over, and then so you see that there is I'm going to leave Marshu there, and then have you come over. You do notice there's an opening, a hatch, basically right there, and such. So this will allow you to look inside and see that interior. It's filled with something happened in here. It definitely doesn't look tidy. Whatever's going on, there's wires and components hanging out, smoke, fire. There's a body on the floor, and blood all over the place and such. There is some smoke coming out of this hatch from the interior.
Okay.
The person that's on the ground has a uniform on, just like Corporal Johnson and Necra. The lieutenant has a different kind of uniform, maybe from a different unit or maybe a different country or something like that. His uniform is different.
So there's a dead body with the armor on. So there's a spare set of armor.
Oh yeah, gotta check.
I knew he was dead, but I was like, oh, he's gonna pop that butt. He's gonna.
But currently, what is happening is Corporal Johnson is yelling to no one. He says, what did I know? Kentucky, why aren't you opening fire? Open fire! And then he goes into a long slew of, curses and stuff for why Kentucky is not opening fire. He will actually kick the shuttlecraft, and then him and you'll notice Necro only flinch a little bit, just barely, move her head slightly. Where Colonel, I keep calling him Colonel, Corporal Johnson, puts his hands to his ear and goes, yells, "Ow! You don't have to scream." The gun is pointed towards the east, and is like eat, 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 going back and forth, trying to like lock on, basically. Before it locks on and does its thing, anybody, like I'm talking at any point, y'all can say, "Hey, I'd like to," kind of thing like this. The Corporal Johnson does his thing. Does Max or Kellum do anything? You're on the top of this turn order I've got, so I'm just going to use the initiative y'all had, and I've just started it at Corporal Johnson.
Right. So Maxie's gonna try and case and steal because duh.
Okay. So you think she'll slip down inside the dropship?
Yep.
Alrighty. I was popping up her. Does she have any? I bet she's got something. She has minor illusion.
Which I've used to make her invisible at least once, yes.
And yeah, and so and that's
her stealth is a little beefy.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So using minor illusion, yeah. She can either make herself look like something, or she can like make a mimicry of herself, basically. I think it would be you create a sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for the duration. Yeah. Okay. So you just like you said, you make a minor illusion of her being a bee. Everybody's attention, not so much everybody's, but everybody's attention is like, what is this gun doing? The gun is kind of to the side, so it's mostly like on the eastern side of the dropship. It's not like on the top of it. And so if you're like Kellum, you can kind of see the top of it pointed out and like going eat back and forth. Though you're like watching or trying to help Maxie get inside without being noticed. Mainly.
Necra's busy with the other three.
Oh, yeah.
Maxie's like, "Hey, what does this thing do?" And start searching the belt of the corpse.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's gizmos and gadgets galore, of course. I think the first thing that she finds is a metal apple.
No.
That gets kind of rolled, like back away, like she doesn't understand what it is, so she's like, "Okay, that's cute."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's messed with enough trinkets in ruins and stuff like that, not to just start pulling on things. So, she's like, probably done that or heard through the sisterhood, hey, maybe you should investigate or, identify something before you start trying to make it use, or at least study it. So, she knows not to, things that like, oh, this got some weight on it. It's easily grabbed and obtained. Most likely some kind of, device that's, that he'll want to use in combat. I don't know if I want to just start pulling on it, and sets that aside. And, the next thing she finds is a long, not a long, but, like a 10-inch cylinder. It's kind of heavy. Has some glass on one side, and you can see down into it and such. And that's when she blinds herself by accidentally pushing the button as the
Mad
flashlight. It's actually one of those that the first button you push is strobe. So she strobes herself.
Oh, you had to bring those up. Yeah, that's another one that goes elsewhere. Nope.
Okay.
What's this thing?
And he does.
Without the arms.
What's that?
What's this thing that looks like a hand crossbow without the arms?
Yes, he's actually kind of lying down on a pistol that looks not exactly like Corporal Johnson's, but it looks enough like it that you could go, oh, that's what he was using. Kind of big in her hands and such. She'd have to use both of her hands to hold it and fire it. Kellum, anything specifically you're doing?
Yes. So if you remember, I had my unseen servant ready to activate the flamethrower on Corporal's wrist.
Okay.
I'm doing so now. And when it begins to expel its flames, in an act of get out of the way of the flames, Kellum is diving into the pod.
All right, so you're using it as the diversionary. Okay, awesome.
Yes. And once I do, I'm going to be checking the armor. If I see, oh, daggum, her name just left me.
Maxie.
Yeah.
Maxie.
If I see her messing with the gun, I'm immediately like, no.
No, doctor.
But I'm also wanting to check this armor and see if is it better than my armor? Is it better? And if there's any loose panels, are these the same kind of metal my sword's made out of?
The outside looks more like what your sword is made out of.
Okay, I'm stripping this thing down.
So the whole of this place looks that way.
It's definitely getting stripped down for its metal. We're gonna make a whole army's worth of swords and armor.
You do notice that there's one place in particular near the hatch. So the hatch isn't here. It's just not here. There's basically just a big open hole here. So there's no closing hatch or anything. The hatch is just gone. But near the hatch seems to be some areas where the metal has been pulled back forcefully and such. Looks a little torn and such near the hatch.
Okay.
Looks like something was coming in or coming out, clawing and such there. So right there at the hatch. Let's see. Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
All right.
You have guidance, by the way.
Okay. Let's do guidance.
Nice.
So that's a 24.
24.
Yeah. Give me athletics checks all day.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. So the second unit is standing next to you, and she, with alacrity, tries to stop you jumping into the ship itself. She basically pushes you or tries to push you out of the way. She rolled a 14 plus 6, gives her a 20 with your guidance of 24. You're like, oh, no, you don't, and you jump in.
I'll redirect the unseen servant to start messing with her now. Keep her distracted.
Okay, fine. So basically what happens, went a little ahead of myself. Corporal Johnson's like, huh? What? And looks up in the sky again, and he's kind of messing around with his left hand. What the? Oh! And, he has just enough time to kind of not fry his companion because of where he's standing. And he just points it kind of up in the air a little bit. It hits the side of the shuttle and diverts kind of basically straight towards you, or where you were standing. You jump out of the way. The Nectar unit tries to stop you, and she basically, part of why she didn't do as well is because, this flame is coming right to where you were. So she needs to kind of divert some of herself, a little bit to deflect the flames and not just stand right in it and such. She does take a little damage when she does this, but she continues and moves forward out of the fire. So you're going to be inside with Maxie here. So Maxie and Kellum, I'm going to put a marker on you. You're super green. Y'all are inside.
All right.
And Zorn, well, we can tell that Zorn is on top. So. The Naked unit, I'm trying to push you out of the way of not getting inside the unit, inside the shuttle, and trying to stay out of the fire herself, moves out of the way. As you jump in, first thing you do when you get your head up, and you see Maxie, she's got both hands on the hilt handle of this pistol. Is hold on. So that was the okay. So what Corporal Johnson has is a Predator 2. Ares Predator 2.
Yes, you are pulling from that. All right.
Yes, I am. It's one of my favorite guns. Sorry. This is a smaller pistol. This is that's a shotgun. But is it? It's a Taurus. What is that? P4. Taurus P4. This is where the Ares Predator is a revolver. This is a mag-filled pistol and such. So just to give you a little bit difference. So you're like, put that down. Basically, what you said, or what did you say exactly? Tell him to.
No, you can't. And it's in a bag.
So I'll let y'all two discuss that.
Well, anybody else can have it. Like if she was getting it for Necra, that's fine. She's just not going to be holding it.
Yeah, and then that's basically what I'm saying is I'll let y'all two talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's a standing thing. Nobody in the party trusts Maxie as far as they can throw the pod.
Okay, all right, okay. And if she's used to that and is willing, Necra, since she's your psychic, basically.
She was expecting it, so yes.
I'll hand her the thing that made the flashy lights earlier. I'm thinking, go play with that.
And she's gonna keep rummaging in the belt.
Okay. Right. So those are your actions, basically. The hand off the gun, and now Kellum, you're looking at it a little bit, and you're like, no, put it in the bag,
Yeah, just grab and go, sort out what it is later.
Right. When the AA gun basically stops going wee, and opens fire. Shoots off 4 rounds. Boom, boom, boom from the left. boom from the right, boom from the left, boom from the right. Very loud. Boom, 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 boom. These aren't laser bolts. These are flak rounds, basically. This is shooting out shells. And like fireworks, it goes past the bowl, the dome, and you Ashra and Banthor, y'all see Vasquez kind of squinch his eyes more, becoming a little bit more in pain as these rounds leave the dome, and they go off about 200 feet away, and that's when y'all kind of see in the distance a ship of some sort, a personnel carrier that's opened. There seems to be people inside, and such, maybe 6, 8, something like that, from your distance, and it's kind of like up in the air. Well, it is in the air. 70 feet in the air and 200 feet off. So you can see, because of its distance, you can see the people, but also because of its distance, you can't see how many exact. The rounds that go off are not just 4 rounds. They seem to split when they get to a certain point. You can't really see this because it's, of course, very fast, but you can see that multiple explosions are happening from these 4 shots. Boom, 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 off in the air, high, some 60 to 100 feet. It's a big spread, and spreading out, some 60 feet wide, trying to catch this vessel in the flak and such. And you do notice it, maybe being hit indirectly and wobbling and veering off to the right quickly, like because you're in a different time, things are moving faster outside than they are for you inside. And this shuttle goes from the east and circles around north quickly, and comes in about 50 feet or so. So when it's about 160 feet from you, 70 feet in the air, and in the northeast corner of the map, basically. So, if you're looking in the northeast corner from the AA gun and stuff, they're 160 feet away from the AA gun. Still well within its range. They haven't gotten out of range. They come a little bit closer, and they're making this, shoot over to the northeast. So that's the AA gun going off. Banthor, Ashra, Zorn. Actually, let me do one thing. I need Zorn and Necra to give me a nature roll.
All right. This is likely to be disappointing.
Oh, Zorn with a 20. Hey. Necra with a 9. You denied, Necra. So Zorn, how do you think the local wildlife will feel to fireworks being shot off into the air? Or Ashra, Zorn, what are y'all thinking? What y'all doing anything? This AA gun is just and boom off in the distance. You've now noticed, what it's shooting at, and it's moved around the northeast side of the map.
I'm gonna ask Ashra. Can you see if he needs to be screaming to have this orb around us? This time dilation orb.
Yeah, that's what Ashra was doing. She was trying to tend to this person and see about this. Like, if she was trying to tend to him, and then she was trying to see about this field. Because she could tell he was in pain, he's going through pain, but he's also causing this field. So she's trying to see if she can figure out a way to help him and also bring down this field.
Okay.
So the two are connected. So maybe bringing it down will stop his pain, or stopping his pain brings him the field. Like, she's trying to figure it out.
Gotcha. So it's excuse me. You need an Arcana check. And what do you have advantage? Oh, the Shaw.
Yep.
Banthor, you either Arcana or assist. Ashra's Arcana is quite high, so.
Yeah, I'll
Or
go
a
ahead and,
medicine. I don't know if you have
I'll
medicine.
give,
I don't know what looking.
yeah, my medicine's pretty decent.
Yeah, why don't you roll a medicine while Astra rolls Arcana? Okay. Nice. Okay.
All right, 26 total.
Yeah, I hear you. So looking at Lieutenant Vasquez here, both in the medical and kind of the magic arts or the Arcana, mystics, there we go, magic, and in the plane spells, cold lore. Okay. So you've already devised that this is some kind of psychic, emanation that this guy is using. He's using his mind to control this bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems like he's stuck or he's fighting something. And you notice, Banthor, that a little bit of blood is coming out of his nose. He's crying, tears are rolling down his eyes and stuff like this. Maybe a heal / hey dude, you doing all right? Will snap him out of it. So Banthor, if you want to, if you have something to heal him with, and Ashra, if you would persuasion, try to get him, talk him out or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll start talking, trying to talk to him. Like, he can understand her because of the tongues anyway. So she's still
Right.
She's trying to reach him, trying to get him to calm down. You're amongst, she's trying to help. Where's my persuasion here?
I know, right? I noticed on at least my phone, going through D&D Beyond, that I can pin some of those skills and bring them to the top. So I've started doing that with all of my, high level skills. I'll pin those and they bring them up to the top. And then then that way I don't have to go searching for them when I'm on my phone. But
I'm gonna actually re-roll that, see if I can get a little higher. I'm gonna use a luck point to re-roll that.
There we go. All right, that's what I was looking
for.
Okay. So you notice that he locks eyes on with you, Ashura. And you can see that he's starting to notice his environment now. where before he was just locked into this. And he whispers out to you, so both you and Banthor can hear this. She's here, pal. She's here, and basically in this quivered, frightened voice.
You. She who? Who is it?
Queen! And he just screams it out. And this startles Corporal Johnson, who goes into a battle stance. Like, he was just watching the gun go, and kicking this. And now Lieutenant Vasquez just screams out, "The Queen!" And he just drops down and just is pointing his pistol. And he notices you inside, Kellum, and just kind of pans, and he's panning around, looking for something. And the dude is afraid? Yeah. Zorn, anything you're doing up there? The cannon going off was real loud. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, Zorn did his misty step to go 30 feet or so over this way. And
All right. Cool.
he's like, I have no idea what's going on, but I do not like the loud thing.
So, much like yourself, with that nature roll, what do you think the wildlife is gonna? How do you think they're gonna respond to, fireworks going off in the air?
Well, most of them are going to run. Yeah, that was scary. And some of them are going to wonder what that was and come here. So that's going to be interesting.
The security unit, through a digital manner, disappears in front of your eyes. And Zorn, you can hear her footsteps as she goes to the rock that's behind you and takes cover. So she went off over this way, Zorn, behind you.
Helps if you.
And so the both of y'all are chilling over there.
I asked, should we be hiding?
I think
Akra
okay.
is focused on this guy. So she's trying to calm him down from screaming.
Well, yeah.
So
Necro
was that
does-
Banthor that said that? Should we be hiding? Is that what
Yeah.
you said? Okay.
Yeah.
And Necro's response is like, I think we're okay. And then to Corporal Johnson, I'm pretty sure he's not meaning here. In fact, we've got evidence that those creatures have been around for a little while, and we need to hunt them down and destroy them. So, if you're done with basically giving away our position and screwing the pooch so hard that you killed it, can we get done with this?
He looks at you dumbfounded. Like, he can't believe that you out of everybody here, you're the one giving him this, spiel and stuff. He's looking at this little girl, basically. And not just that, but there's, for you, he's looking at this little girl. Like, are you telling me what to do? Roll, actually, roll, Necra. Was that insight with disadvantage?
Fine. Eh.
Let's see. Cool. All right. Yeah, you think he's looking at a little girl telling him what to do, and there's this big bad soldier, and he's just looking at you like, "What are you talking about, little girl?" And that's your take from this.
And she quirks an eyebrow and is like, you don't know this world, you don't know this environment, you know our targets. So, instead of...
When you say that and like that, he kind of like, he really like shapes up and doesn't look at you like that like anymore. He looks at you more with a recollection and nods. Thank you. All right. Oh, it looks like you're getting somewhere with him. And then, anything action you want to do, Necra, outside of your conversation, such? You want to move or anything like that? You're like, it's all right.
Well... double check myself here. Actually, move towards the gun and see. Basically, examine it, try and see if there's an off switch, because there's a great many large creatures that would be very interested in finding out what did that we really don't want to deal with.
That made apparent to the rest of the group.
Huh?
Like, y'all did the nature check, so did y'all let us know, like, we're going to be drawing attention with all this noise?
Yes.
Well, you
Zorn
understood what she said, just whether or not you can respond.
And I also think that's kind of common sense, like,
Yeah.
hey, there's noise. Also, a person screaming. That's gonna attract attention to from something, anything else.
Well, that and she may have failed the nature check, but she is quite well aware that there are local dragons, and they are both large. Well, they're large, curious, and exceedingly tempted to snatch anything that's shiny. So,
Let's see, because that's like, so it's like, anguish scream. Most predators are like, ooh, prey. Let me go get it.
The only thing about his scream is he hasn't really been vocalizing it. It's been a silent scream.
Oh, more of a silent scream. Okay.
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Right.
Sorry. Yeah. I want to make sure.
Ritual casting silence while Necro does their thing.
Alrighty.
Just know that silence is a concentration, and also comprehend language is concentration. So.
Yeah, I'm making that trade-off.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't have to drop your concentration quite yet. You can hold on to it while you're performing the ritual. I guess it's going to take 10 minutes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I got the time.
Okay. So you're starting your ritual. You can do other minor things, but you need to basically stay where you're at. If something happens, then you're going to, either drop the comprehension to keep concentration on the, doing the ritual. If things get a little bit more squirrely with you and such. Corporal Johnson. this I'm just going to call it a gunship. It circles around to the north, and the AA gun is trying to keep up with it. It's moving quite quickly, and so the AA gun is like, you can tell it's straining to move over that way. It's making a lot of noise. Necker, did you want to try to break it? Is that what you were trying to do? Or stop?
Let's find an off switch.
Oh, so like, okay. So did you get on top, or are you just like around over this side, kind of looking at it?
Around near it, not on top of it.
Okay.
Go over and give it a kick. Stop that.
So it has some tubing and things on it. You can see the shells popping out of it, so there's ports and such. Let's see. From your position earlier, you didn't see, so much, the gun shooting, but you could pretty much, determine that it's coming out of the front of this. And there's a couple shells on the ground, like 40 millimeter, and such. Yeah. So basically, there's things that you might be able to, you can see that it's turning around and such, so it has an axis, so you could probably jam it like a trap, or pull something off, or try to break it, but you don't see like a cherry button or even a control panel or anything like that. Nothing obvious.
All right. I see the frickin' what it's shooting at, but there are much less interesting and there are less ways to get the local megafauna's attention. And still kill whoever's on that thing if you really want to kill it.
What? It's shooting at it. Do we know that what it's shooting at is hostile, or if the gun is malfunctioning and just targeting?
Well, so earlier, Corporal Johnson had said, "Hey, Kennedy, why aren't you firing at this thing?" And Kentucky, excuse me. Kentucky, why aren't you firing at this thing? And there wasn't anybody there. He was, pretty much talking to, and then he kicks the ship, and then the gun starts, activating more, gets a lock on, and fires and such.
Okay. So it is considered hostile. Okay.
Yeah, but at least Corporal Johnson's considering it hostile. The automatic turret popped up basically when the gunship got in within range, and such. And now, Corporal Johnson's like, fire at it, man, shoot, and such.
I mean, that's fine. And that was just me speaking as a player, because again, Ashra is focused on the psychic guy.
Right. So Corporal Johnson is a little bit more relaxed. He's not like, searching for the queen or anything like that. He's like, okay, yeah. Oh, it's swinging around. Hey, shoot that thing. And then actually he'll look over his shoulder. He'll yell at you, Kellum. Hey, are these your friends?
Is he talking about the ones in the ship?
Yeah, he's like pointing up to the ship. Are these your friends?
Kellum just kind of look at him. While Kellum understands, Kellum hasn't spoken to them yet, so
right.
He'll just kind of look up at him, give him a puzzled look, and go back to testing the armor on the dead body.
He's
Give
looking
him
at, he looks at you and looks down at the guy and he goes, "We haven't even buried you. Come on." And but then he looks at you, looking at your armor and then looks, and he's, he kind of like, at one point he's
poor.
like, saying, "Hey, we haven't even buried him." And then he looks at the two of you, the differences, and he goes, you kind of see the recollection, like, "Yeah, I guess I would do the same thing," and then turns away. Like, yeah, okay.
You gotta take the armor off before you can bury him. Right?
you gonna waste that tech, that gear, burying it with him?
Yeah, to them, it's like, it's just as, it's,
another one on the
his
shelf
armor,
over there.
it's well, probably, never.
Well,
Wait,
Well,
I'm
also
looking for shelves now with armor.
I mean, like, also understandable. It's like, hey, what are you're trying to take, like, this is like my
comrade. Yeah.
comrade, and you're trying
losing
to
my comrade's body. Oh, well, yeah, okay, I understand. We got pretty stuff compared to yours. Yours looks cool, but mine. Anyhow.
something like you can take, you don't have to use it, so like, also, like, you might blow yourself up.
The gunship turns its nose towards the shuttlecraft and you guys, and you hear a boom, and basically a fireball erupts on the outside of the dome.
A fireball.
Oh, that's not good. All right. And Lieutenant Vasquez, this time he does scream, and blood spurts out of his mouth and nose and such. He's still alive and conscious, but he is definitely hurting. Luckily, you did the heal spell beforehand. That might not have been a good thing. Astra?
Okay. And she sees the blood and stuff as he does scream. And she's still gonna try to talk to him. I do detect thoughts. Is there a way I could to use that? Kind of go in his head and.
Yes, please.
All right. Then I will cast that.
I was like, I was waiting for that one. Actually.
I know. I was like,
Come on, do it. Max Kellum, Maxie and Kellum, y'all are inside. You're like, he kind of, shrugged off, like you looting. So, like, give me intuition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Insight.
That's, yeah. He knew what I was talking about.
All right.
All right.
11.
So either he doesn't care about dude or he doesn't care about the equipment. You're pretty much, you're like, well, so you're like, looking around now for more equipment, not just on dude, but like, wait a second, huh? So you're looking around now. Give me a perception roll. And Maxie can help if she wants. Or she can, just keep, muddling, searching, dude. There we go.
Actually, why don't you do that?
Is that a crit?
That is a crit, and my audio thing is not working.
Oh, no.
I don't know why it didn't work, but it didn't work today.
Oh, Maxie, where are you? There you are. Here we are. Did you want me to roll? Is that what you were in?
No, I was.
Oh.
Well, smells. He's both crit.
Nice.
Alrighty. Maxie, you can definitely, since you're like looking, are you looking at dude or around?
She was kind of trying to basically make off with everything small and such, but presumably after the corporal started having a fit, she don't know what about exactly, but she kind of glanced around. Anything familiar looking that she recognizes that may or may have not been tossed, well, disappeared on her?
Sure. There are two helmets laying on the ground. One of them is kind of bashed. The other one just seems free, like, maybe just rolling around or something. And you see that this guy, his back has just been opened up. You can see his spine, all the ribs, the flesh has just been taken off of his back and such. Claw marks going down, and then that's when you notice like a puncture hole in the back of his head, like about the size of your fist almost, where something has gone in, and there's no more brain and stem there. So,
All right.
basically gone in and taken a bite, and such. It doesn't look like fire or anything else that happened. Something went in and yum, and such.
Right.
So the busted helmet might be his. You're not 100% sure, and such, but it does kind of line up with some of the damage that he has and what's going on with this helmet. You notice these little empty round cylinders all over the floor. They kind of kill him as having a little bit of a problem walking and such. And you notice that you're not standing on the floor, you're standing on the wall, because the floor has seats and such. And actually, there's somebody strapped in and he's dead. Okay, yum. All right. There's two bodies.
Okay.
Does the second
you
body have
rolled
another pistol?
This one, unfortunately, does not have pistols.
Big weapons?
And the reason I say unfortunate is because this one has, what you clearly can tell is two swords on his back.
Oh, zoink.
Yeah. So you're like, been looking at this guy, you look around looking for shells or something, and you're like, oh, okay, this is, oh, there's there's seats over there, and the dead, is that swords? Okay. And you get up and start walking towards the aft of the ship, basically there. I can find my cursor. Where's the cursor? Oh, it's way over here. 3 monitors. I got to remember where my cursor's at.
Yay. It's if you spin the mouse in a circle real fast, it's supposed to make the cursor larger so you can find it quicker. Or that used to be a Windows feature. I don't know if it is anymore.
It's not doing it, but maybe I should just make my cursor bigger or a different color. So many white screens and such, it just kind of blends in sometimes. Oh, it becomes more opaque. That's weird. It didn't become bigger, it just became more opaque. Like, like a solid or stuff. Because I see it like it's just slowly disappearing right now in front of my eyes. I'm like, that's why it's doing it. Okay. Anyhow. Okay, so you're moving off to the aft to examine these blades, and the fireball boom outside and such. You're doing the mind meld. Max sees the helmets in the basically rounds all of there's spent casings all over the floor and such, and there's blood. And there's a couple spots where the acid is eaten, and such. So they were fighting a xenomorph in here. You don't see any evidence of a xenomorph, but they were definitely fighting one in here. Acid blood splatter in places, and things like that. Let's see. Maxie finds a box on the ground that's been opened next to this dead guy. That has a bunch of cool things in there. Basically, it's a med kit. So scissors, gauze, stem packs, things like that. So needles, various sorts, bottles with pills in them, and bandages, and super bandages, like ooh, this is sticky, kind of thing,
I'm curious if after John's descriptions and everything of the having seen all the movies that relate to these creatures, if there's any kind of description of how the weapons work. Like, would Kellum be able to look at this pistol and look at the magazines and be like, oh, John described this to me, and understand to pick up a few magazines along with this pistol?
Gotcha. Ares Predator 4.
What did you say the other one was?
A Taurus P4. And actually, it's the Ares Predator 2. And the Taurus P4. I don't know if the Taurus P4 is actually in there.
Not in the book I'm looking at.
Yeah. I have a Taurus P2. So that's why I was like, it's a Taurus P4.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't even know what P2 stands for. I know it's it's a 45 and blah, but I don't even know what a P2 is. So
Type 2.
I don't know if it's type 2. Okay, all right. So,
I'm guessing. I could look it up.
yeah, I mean, so I'm like, so if anybody's, a P4, what's that? So I don't even. So, let's see. Give me a give me a history.
History. It's 15.
All right. Sure. Maxie, you see Maxie pick up a magazine, and such. Look at the little rounds. Maybe even pull one of the rounds out. And such. Then she notices there's a box, a ammo box, and it has 12 more clips in it, magazines in it.
Okay. As she starts to toss them aside because she doesn't know what to do with them, I will just collect them and put them in the bag.
You've been starting to collect them, so she hands the whole box over.
Okay.
She's only 3 feet tall, so it's like...
Yeah, she definitely goes, as she grabs this and such.
When she hands it to me, I'll just more. As I throw it into the bag.
Okay. So these are 12 mags. These are 20 rounds per mag.
Ow. Okay. I'm just going to take some notes here in my journal system. Because these are not in the D&D Beyond yet, are they?
Yeah. So you can just grab an arrow and rename it. Or a custom item.
Well, I'll do that later on. I'll just make notes in the journal for now. So you said 12 mags, 20 rounds each?
Correct.
All right. And how many rounds was in the box?
No, there wasn't any open rounds. These were 12 mags ready to go.
The box had 12 mags.
Correct.
12 mags with 20 rounds in each.
So there's not a box of loose rounds anywhere yet.
Correct.
40.
All clips ready to go.
Mags. Yeah, clip is
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah. So what is that? The what gun during the World War II? Is that what was that? The M1 Grand?
Yeah,
Five
M1
round
Yeah.
Grand
clip.
has the
Yeah,
clip that will
that's the
come out of there.
those are the clips. So when you say clip,
Okay.
yeah, when you say, do you know like how the M1 Grand loads with those 5 rounds or 6, however many rounds that are kind of stuck to a metal thing? That's a clip. A mag is where you put it inside of it. I don't know.
Okay. Good.
Right.
And
And
So we're
people
done
say,
with that.
yeah, and it's that's just the technical. You could call it a clip, and most people just okay.
I try not to correct people too often, but it was drilled into me so hard that it's hard for me to
No,
not
no,
right.
and I get it. Being in the military, they make sure you know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like, what did you just call that? And did you get hit over the head with
Right.
the magazines until you learned it's a magazine, not a clip? It's like, yes, sir.
We're not in the movies, boy. This is real life.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go pling, then it's not a clip.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
What was that?
If it doesn't go pling, then it's not a clip.
Right. That's where you get the dopamine.
In some instances, actually, the clip would be better because like it plings out and it's already open, ready to receive the next clip.
Yeah.
Whereas the magazine, you're like, okay, now I got to go through other extra steps to pull the magazine out. Anyway, back to the game.
Then you got to do a John Wick, and
Oh yeah, the John Wick way is so much cooler. It's like, oh, the receiver's stuck in the back. It's empty. Boom, there it goes. There's the playing now. You got the playing back with the magazine.
Yes.
The mag flip. John Wick mag flip. All right.
I'm actually doing a John Wick cosplay at Comic-Con this year, hopefully. I'm growing my hair out and everything.
There you go. I was wondering. I was like,
Nice.
is it going to be a wig, or are you growing it out?
I've got a wig on order because I am getting very hot with this hair right now. So there's been days like I want to shave it off. So I got a wig on order just in case I lose my willpower and shave my head.
Yeah. So I'm going to change it just a little bit longer. I'm bald. I'm balding. So I'm like, letting my hair grow out so I can, still have some hair because I had thick hair. And I'm like, oh, balding, I'm not like super self-conscious about it, but I know it's there.
Yeah.
So I'm letting my hair grow out and I'm like, this is too hot. So I went and got all my hair cut off. I'm like, nah, the heck with it. I'm balding. I'm good. It was way too hot for all this nonsense. So yeah. And I had the big bushy beard too, and then I was like, "No, this is all gonna, I didn't shave it off, but it's
Got it trimmed down to
anyhow.
nice, neat. Gives yourself a
Nice
good
and neat.
jawline. Even if you don't
Yes,
have
yes.
a good jawline, you cut the beard the right way, you got a jawline.
Yes, yeah, that's basically it. So yeah. All right. Back to where we once were.
Sorry.
Where we
Did
once
we just
belonged.
nerd out about facial hair and haircuts?
And magazines and clips, all in the same.
Wow.
Yes, well,
Only here, folks. Only here.
not only here, but this is kind of.
Alrighty.
Anyways,
So the fireball happens on the outside, and you hear that, Kellen. And, and stuff. It doesn't totally silence out, what's going on the outside, especially with that. There's not really a rumble or anything, but you just hear, the fireball outside. To those outside, the gunship is swung around, pointing its main, the front towards y'all, and fired this fireball. And on the side of the gunship, you'll notice there's basically a gun sticking out the side. It seems to be manned by 2 individuals. And this goes rat-a-tat-tat. It's a Gatling gun. Starts shooting shells all over the place. And they are shooting to the west. And
Are we within range to see any particular markings?
I didn't think about that, but yes, they do have particular markings. It looks like hmm, let's say it's like a house crest, almost. So Maxi and Astra.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a history.
Okay, this is going to be a surprise.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're not familiar. It doesn't this looks like it's come from this a local druid. Dwarfs might have made this. It's got steam billowing out the back, propellers, and such. Actually, it has blue smoke coming out of it.
21.
History 21 and Maxi 21. Okay, cool. All right.
So yeah.
So Ashura, excuse me. In some of your readings before reaching the village and stuff at a young age, you knew of some settlements and stuff that might be around. They didn't really seem fun places for you to go. But you did read, some things about these dwarf technicians and such, that could probably build this. On the side, on this emblem, basically, is a large dwarven M, whatever that looks like, and such. So you probably, that might be the first letter of that house, or, their last name or what have you. And this particular sigil and the people that you're like, remembering with this 16 plus 5, so you're 21 here. These were probably dark dwarfs, or the Dwarden. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or at all. So whatever the dark dwarfs are and such. So these are more prone to be like evil entities and stuff like that. The race of the dark dwarfs. So more
with the Dugar.
Dugar, yes, that's right. There we go, Dugar. So the tech you're looking at, and with the symbol, the house crest and stuff, you're pretty sure this is of Dugar engineering.
Okay. She would relay that. Well, still focusing on this guy, but yeah.
Okay. So they fire off to the west with their side gun, and also Zorn, a Yeti is sliding down the embankment here. Where the other Yetis had come from. So I'm not leaving them on the battlefield, but there's a couple dead Yetis right here in your area, Zorn. And a Yeti is sliding down the embankment, looking very aggravated. And, it looks like he's eyeing you, because you're the closest thing to it. Give me a second. Oh, yay. Grab the right one. So they're now on the board here.
So what you're saying? It made itself a target to Zorn. That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. The Yeti is sliding down here and yelling. It's Yeti, giant language. Yeah, whatever. What are they speaking now? Yeti. They speak Yeti. Okay, all right. So, all right.
They have their own speak.
They have their own, kind of growl and such.
They don't need to speak giant.
I do believe it.
I just have this like Lord of the Ring picture in my head. Like Zorn just hears them and just reflexively, bow in hand, 2 arrows launch.
Let's see. Oh. Is there a no? Oh. Sorry. I said the letter was an N. M. It was an N, as in like Nash.
Okay.
Or North. There we go. North.
It's an A.
Not a Michael.
Okay. November.
Yes, in November. I had to go back and look at my notes. I'm like, oops, nope, messed that up. I was close. All right, so they're shooting, it looks like, at you and at the Yetis. I had to... Let me look at this real quick. Where's it? Time stop. Gun selected, red runner here. And something changes. Okay, so we got 1, 2. Okay, all right. I was just looking at my notes to remind myself how I was going to do this. Okay. The AA gun fires again. To the north, trying to shoot this gunship down. The gunship moves quickly to go back towards the west. So by the time the rounds go to where it was, it's no longer there. They've moved quickly, evasively out of the way, and fire again at at you guys, and it yet again hits the outside of this bubble with another fireball, causing Lieutenant Vasquez to yet again scream, and Ashura, you come into a battle zone. When you enter his mind, there is some other here.
Oh, okay.
And it is quite psychically powerful. And Lieutenant Vasquez is also psychically powerful as well, but not as powerful as the other.
Okay.
The other notices you.
I can tell that this doesn't belong here. This is hostile. Is there a way I can assist him?
Yeah, this is definitely does not belong here and definitely hostile.
Yeah. Is there a way I can assist him with helping him push this thing out of his head?
Yes. Give me an intelligence saving throw, basically.
Intelligence?
Or, no, excuse me, charisma. Sorry.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah. My apologies. I was
It's like,
forgetting.
might as well
I was-
shoot me in the head.
I know, right? Okay. So with a 15,
Wait, hold on.
and I know I was about to say, and a D4.
Let me see if I want to add to that. I can re-roll
Do you
that.
want to? Do you want to reroll?
I can either add to it or I can re-roll. I have a
I would
thing that lets.
reroll.
Okay, yeah, let me re-roll.
Yeah, pick some way of re-rolling and do that. 5's not going to get you much, even with the. Ooh, that's even worse.
So yeah,
We'll keep it as a advantage. We'll say it was, rolled as advantage. We'll keep the 15. Roll your D4.
I can roll 2d4 on this.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh god!
I know, right? You rolled a 2.
Alright,
Looking for a little bit.
we're gonna use an inspiration and
I'll do that. You can use an inspiration to re-roll any roll, I guess. Yeah.
I got a plus 10, so I'm not liking these low numbers.
Wow, they just keep. Yeah.
It's
I
really.
know.
Okay. We're gonna re-roll it one more time.
There we go. All right.
Okay. All right. What's the plus 2 that still counts? So that's 27.
Okay. So you're not forced out immediately. This other looks at you, notices you here in this conflict as well, and tries to push you out. But with your 25, you stand your ground, and you're able to basically dodge this attack. And with that, it overcompensates, and Lieutenant Vasquez is able to get a better grasp of what reality is.
Okay.
So you started his movement towards reclaiming his own mind. You're not quite there, but you're on the right track. You're pushing him towards reclaim. You can also tell that he is badly wounded.
Okay.
You can't really notice it from the outside. These are, brain hemorrhaging and things like that. He's actually fighting inside of his mind.
And it's causing internal stuff
Right.
going on. Okay, gotcha. So that's why the cure wounds was working. Okay. So I can put some healing on him as well.
Okay. Yes. You were basically doing a Vulcan mind meld with dude, so,
Okay. Yeah, so this is what she's doing. So just, like, helping him regain. She can also put healing, but just, like, let me know what I need to do.
Yeah, if you want to, you could still, like, cast a spell, since, we'll say you walked up on dude, put your hands on him, and,
okay.
and so,
I cure wounds on him. I'll do a second level, and so that'll be 4d8.
So Banthor, Ashura comes up, puts their hands on Lieutenant Vasquez, and you can kind of see, Ashura like stiffen for a moment, but then you notice that Vasquez actually relaxes, and then Banthor, then you notice Ashura casting a healing spell on Lieutenant Vasquez and such.
That's going to be 29 total, plus my modifier makes it 29. But hold on a second, I'm gonna look at these numbers, because I actually can re-roll my healing dice, and I see that I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll that one.
All right.
Yeah, because it's 8, 7, 8. I'm gonna re-roll the 1. See if I can get that one higher. Roll another D8.
Excuse me.
What? So that's gonna make it a 30.
Okay.
Better.
So not to meta, but he has 33 hit points.
Oh, he has 33 hit points. So did I just like almost put him to full?
Almost. Yeah, he's almost full.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. It's first I'm actually using that feature to be able to reroll healing.
So the anti-aircraft gun, like I said, goes off again, missing the target almost fully, but it does clip it. Like one of the is almost outside of this wide band of flak going up, but gets clipped by one of the rounds, and one of the side guns falls off and starts to head down. There's 2 guys on here, and they don't seem to be startled, and it rights itself and starts gliding towards you as wings pop out, and the gun basically becomes a glider.
Sure, I mark them. Need to make sure I mark myself.
Which does come into range. Well, when I say range, it comes onto the battle skill, the battle map. There we go. Is off to the far north east. So from the let's just say the anti-aircraft gun, because that's kind of like the center of what's going on here. It's about 140 feet or so. Let's see, where is it? 135. Oh, 140. Yep, that was right. And it has 2 individuals on it. One looks like it's manning the gun, and the other one looks like it's piloting this glider, such. And it is making a basically a beeline towards the dropship to you guys.
All right.
Banthor, Zorn. Zorn, did you want to shoot the Yeti as it's sliding down the hill? You don't have to. You can do something else. And Banthor, did you wish to help Asura any, or was there anything else that you'd rather do?
How's my silence ritual looking?
Okay, so we're just like 2-3 rounds into your 10 minutes. So you got 27 more rounds to go.
Actually, let's
Don't
see.
think this will be fruitful.
Because it's going to take 10 minutes, and if we're going by the 6-second rounds, you got like 100 rounds to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I shortened it. I was trying to help, but I guess that didn't work.
I wasn't sure how long we got before that thing lands, so I'll give up on that and ask Astra, everything okay? What's going on?
You kind of see she has her hands on him, and is kind of staring off into the distance. Her eyes kind of glowing, but then she kind of like you see her eyes flicker. That she's listening to you. There's something in his mind, something that's trying to fight him, take over. I am trying to keep him stable and help him push it away, push it out.
Do you need any help?
Yes, if you can assist.
Okay. I'll use detect thoughts as well, and I'm pretty sure we had a long rest, and it did not refresh my
Okay.
my freebie, so I'll just use the freebie from my telepathic.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a. What do I have? Oh, charisma saving throw. Okay. So you give me a guidance with that.
Well, it would be resistance is the save version.
Sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
Resistance roll. I believe you have that as a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can roll resistance to add to your save.
Yes.
And it's a D4.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. So dirty 20.
Okay, sweet. So you get in right as the other entity is here, trying to push Astra away. And it. Give me a dice. Thank you. It doesn't seem to notice you right off, coming into the conversation. What would you like to do? You see Ashra basically
Like in this mindscape, I have it like Ashra is like behind the guy, like with her hands on him, kind of just pushing her energy through him.
and this other seems to be just like a black, smoky, animal-like person, very primal, clawing around and striking out or trying to strike out at Ashra. And you're kind of like looking. You just stepped into the room, shall we say? So you're like on the edge of this room, and so you're kind of watching them, get into this melee combat almost.
In this space, is it typical combat, like with spells and whatnot, or is it more just more abstract than that?
Yes, all of that. It is a mindscape, so use your imagination.
All right, I'm thinking of rushing up and attempting what I feel would be a shocking grasp. Just flood this thing with, electricity, thoughts, whatever, to overwhelm it, to push it out.
All right. Is that an attack or a save?
That's an attack.
I believe that's an attack roll.
Touch attack.
Okay. It's a 12 and a 13. You fire the attack and you rush up and grab a hold of this other entity. And let's see. Okay. Right as you get up to grab it, that's when it notices you and darts off to the side. You aren't able to get your hands on it before the spell goes off and such. Is that a cantrip or a
Cantrip.
cantrip? Okay, cool. You see the energy spark off from your hands, but is it a ranged or touched?
Touch.
It's a touch.
Okay. So, you're unable to put your hands on the entity as it darts off to the side and now notices you. But because you're keeping it busy, you notice Lieutenant Vasquez get a little bit, like the room gets more solid, and he doesn't look like he's in much pain. As now the other entity is now looking at you, Ashra, and has now 2 combatants outside of its original.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like all it's going to take is just a little bit more to push him, Lieutenant Vasquez, enough to where he can have control of the situation, or at least his mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Necra, you're firing at the glider?
When the opportunity comes, yes.
Okay. The glider, so right outside of the battle, or like, let's see, 90 feet. So 90 feet from Lieutenant Vasquez is a bubble.
Yes.
And such. And you've noticed from the outside that shooting things bounced off. But you have noticed that the AA gun has been able to shoot out and such. So you could take an educated guess that maybe your arrow will fly, or you can wait till they get inside the bubble, or wait till the bubble goes down. What do you want to do?
I was gonna just see about if I can shoot out, and even if I miss, as long as I don't miss too badly, they might get a clue. So,
Sure. Go ahead and roll your attack roll with disadvantage.
all right.
All right, with a 12. A 12 is going to miss. It's almost like they, anticipate the shot or see it coming, and they swoosh to the left a little bit, and the arrow just flies past them. But it does leave the bubble.
Okay.
Do you have just one shot or 2?
I have.
You do have 2 attacks. If you want to take a second attack, you can.
All right.
With disadvantage. Yeah.
Well.
I will remind, if you steady aim, you can cancel out that disadvantage.
Yeah, that's a bonus action, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. If you bonus and don't move.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I want to take that 20, please.
Okay. It hasn't popped over to me yet for some reason, but I will definitely. It's in the what? My internet has been silly. We upgraded.
I got a crit.
It's showing question marks.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason it doesn't. It's not coming through, but I definitely.
I see
it shows that it's,
but not in D&D Beyond. I see the crit level 20.
I can hear it through your.
It's over here in roll 20, but I don't see it in Beyond. Yeah, for whatever reason. Okay, and I was looking in Beyond. So I did look over at Roll20. All right, so yeah, is that a crit?
I'll have that fixed for the next session. They limited how many custom things I can have, and that one got auto deleted.
Aw.
Yeah, so I didn't realize it until today.
So all right, your arrow flies true. The pilot is he zigged when he should have zagged, and he takes it right to the chest.
Okay, so 8 plus. Okay, 7.
So 16.
Because of the range, it ain't gonna. Sneak attack is not coming with.
Yeah. Nah.
It wouldn't have the sneak.
Okay, so 8 plus 7 is 15.
Yeah, I was going 16. But yeah.
Well, so
You hit him square in the chest. It doesn't quite kill him, but it definitely more. Like you put this guy mortally wounded, and he's you can see him like bending over, like and catching himself, like, oh, wait a second, like he's right there at unconsciousness, basically. You almost killed him with the shot.
Question: was that your dread ambusher shot?
Oh, technically,
Because then you would have had another D8 to add on that. And
technically, in a way, this is not the same, combat that you had before, and this is your first shot.
okay.
So, and Zorn, were you shooting at the Yeti?
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead.
Zorn will shout at the Yeti in giant, saying, "There is no food for you here. You will be our food." And takes a shot with the longbow, and 29.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hit.
freaking Zorn. But dread ambusher shot would have also critted if you're using that.
Yeah, okay, that's enough to kill him.
There we go.
I forgot about the crit. Thank you for reminding me there. That's awesome.
Okay.
14 points of damage to the Yeti already.
Mhm.
And the pilot dies and slumps over and pushes the stick, basically, when he slumps over. So the glider noses down because it has to take a compulsory move of 30 feet. And noses down compulsory before the gunner is able to do anything. And let's see if he's able to right the wrong. Oh yeah, okay, all right. So it doesn't nose down, but he's not going to be shooting at you. He pulls it up. So they were 70. It dropped 20, and it dropped 30. So he's just. Well, I don't know. We're going to see if he hits a tree. I think he might hit a tree here. Oh, yeah. He most definitely hits a tree. So he dips in 20 feet, rights the controls, and then slam! Just crushes right into a tree. With that, there's an explosion of blue smoke and fire.
And
Looks like I'm just trying to get to something. There we go. All right, cool. So it explodes. It lands somewhere around here, outside of the crater, and hits a tree. Of course, taking out the tree, and goes another 10 feet or so forward. There we go. All right. The gunship is still has swung over to the west, and has one side gun now, and fires the main cannon again at the dome and such, which is going to lightly wound Lieutenant Vasquez. He takes 4 points of damage. Extra shot. Corporal Johnson and the Yeti. All right.
By the way,
Come
my
again?
second shot on the Yeti was a 20.
Dirty.
Yep.
All right, that's a hit.
There we go. 10 more points of piercing damage to the Yeti. Surprisingly, the massive explosion way over there did not disrupt my aim.
Your arrow focus.
Yeah, that actually kind of happened a little bit before that went down. Almost the same time, actually. What was the damage on the first one? 14? Okay, so 24. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You wounded the Yeti with your 2 arrows. It is sliding down and makes ground contact and starts to run in your direction. When Corporal Johnson says, "Oh no, I've seen these things before."
And now,
there we go.
And now to flee.
All right. Okay, so you run away, and which is fine. Yeah. Oh, I don't have it on here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Do this. All right, 28 points of damage to the Yeti. Cool. All right. He takes 2 rounds to the chest from the Ares Predator 2 as Corporal Johnson fires. Killing the Yeti. You do notice, Zorn, as you did your shot, that there are 3 Yetis still on the top up here, running towards the battle map, and it looks like they're going to follow their companion. They have been shot at. You can't see them well because of angle and such like that, but you can see that they're there and headed towards y'all. Corporal Johnson does that. Vider goes down. Maxie and Kellum, we haven't talked to y'all in a little while. I didn't want you to grab the sword so quickly, but I should have guessed. And all right. The guy is strapped down to the seat. You can't tell exactly how he died, but he is dead. You don't notice any obvious wounds or anything like that, but he's slumped over a little bit. but the harness is, he's harnessed in to his seat. What would y'all like to do? Let's see. You can't quite pull the swords out. You grab them, and you're like, and it seems like because of the harness and maybe something else with the blades, you can't pull them out directly.
I'll take out my dagger and cut the harness so that the body falls down.
Okay. So the body falls to the ground, and you see that there seems to be some kind of like locking mechanism, on the sheath. It basically keeps them, from flying out and such.
Well, I take the whole sheath, the kit and caboodle, the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take the time, the round, or say next round, to pull these off of him, properly, or do you want to just cut them off?
I'll pull it off properly. I'll take the time. There's
Okay.
nothing immediately at the door. I still hear the corporal's gun firing from the door. He's not screaming in agony or anything. I was like, they got this.
Yeah.
I got
He's basically, he's yelling out, what is he? I have, give me a second. Where is it? Come on. All right. I didn't survive cryo just to make friends with devils. Die!
Yeah, they got
He does
this.
say cryo sleep. So, you may not know what cryo is, but he does say cryo sleep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing. I'm also keeping an eye out for any larger projectile weapons.
Rifles, basically.
Yeah. I'm trying to stay with the character's
I
terminology.
understand. Yeah. You're just going to look around like, is there anything
Fancy
bigger?
bows. Fancy bows.
I imagine.
These
Kel-
mechanical crossbows.
I imagine Kellen's hearing all this combat. It's like, I'll be way more useful if I just get some more of this stuff. Yeah, that's right.
It's like, they'll be fine. I just need to get. This will be worth it. I just need to get this.
Stack
Well,
this
nobody's
armor
yelled
on
out, "Where-"
top, and
nobody's yelled out, "Where's Kellum?" So.
it's like they got
Well-
this.
It's like, well, no one's called for me, so they're fine.
Yes.
Except those swords. Those swords are calling me.
Yeah.
Those swords, they were screaming my name from yards away. That's why we found this place.
Anyway,
John did say about finding a sword, and he didn't say swords, plural.
yes. And Maxie is continuing to look for whatever she can actually fit in her pouches.
Okay. All right.
Also, is there any notable hatch large enough to fit the Professor Orb or whatever?
Yes. And he's going to be popping out here in just a second. So. Not that Maxie would look around for that.
That's
But
actually what
that
she's
right.
been looking for aside from the little crap she can usually steal. Because she saw one, she wants one. Because she don't know what it does, but it's shiny.
Oh, definitely shiny. So Kellum, you drop the guy, and you're starting to take the swords off of his back. There's two of them. They're in a cross. Basically, you can grab one this way and grab the other this way. And so you're taking off. It's going to take you around to get these off without damaging the straps or anything like that.
Yeah.
You see quick release, and pull it. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. And such, but you're going to be busy with that unless you say, I stop doing this and I do this.
Okay.
So the next time I come around to you and Maxie, and such. That's basically what you're going to be doing.
All right.
Maxie, you're looking around a little bit more, looking for more trinkets and such. When you notice a port basically open, and this glowing ball comes out hovering and sees you, and basically does a scan. Like you see the laser lights just kind of scan you and such, and you hear it say something, like, and you can hear that there's a question almost behind. It's just a one word. It's the like a question mark, and such. Kellum, you hear, interesting creature.
I'll turn to see what it is. It says,
Basically, remember back in the Temple Factorium when you talked to the AI, the little ball and such. There's another one, and it has the exact same voice and everything. That
Yep.
Sword comes out, slice it.
okay. Instinctively, you grab the sword that you're already have, and you thumb the catch and pull the blade out. That you already are messing with, not your blades, but like I've got a blade in my hand, and you thumb the catch just instinctively. You just that's the safety, your mind just does it, and you swing the blade, making an attack with advantage.
Okay. Should I just use my Flame Tongue's attack stats?
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yes, yeah. You're proficient with swords. Yeah. Okay, all right.
It didn't go over to roll 20, but it's an 18 plus 11.
29. I see 29. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely going to hit him. All right. I will roll your damage for you.
Tell me the sword has a higher damage than the Flame Tongue sword. Otherwise, I'll be upset.
That's 3d10 plus 10.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's higher damage already.
As the blade vibrates in your hand, and you nearly slice this thing in half. It hits the ground with sparks.
And Maxie's like, and of course, literally, in character, yeah, she's like, but shiny and talking and
Evil.
but valuable, but yeah, basically didn't want her to get this, but figured she's going to look for it.
You hear the reverse winding up, like when you hear, things, whoop, this, as you hear the dropship kind of losing focus power, and such. And the AA gun on top fires one round and fires another round like normal, boom, boom, and then you hear boom, and then you don't hear anything else. Necra, you notice that the AA gun has fired 3 rounds. The third one was much slower, and it doesn't fire a fourth, and it just seems to be inert and not doing anything. But the let's see. This one. Come on, where's the reroll button? There we go. All right. So these rounds don't spread out as much. It didn't get the fourth, and the third round was slower. The gunship is able to swing around and get outside of its AOE without getting damaged, and fires another round at the group here. Banthor and Ashra, give me a. Unless you want to do something different, you can give me a. Well, Ashra, give me a charisma saving throw, and then Banthor, what do you want to be doing? You can help directly, or you can try to fight off the other, as you've been doing. I would probably assume maybe fight off the other, because that's kind of, more what you've been doing. Not to say that you have to do that, but...
Yeah, but I would want to keep fighting them off.
Okay. Right?
All right, again with the 15. God dang.
I don't know how many... I don't know how many rerolls you got left there.
Okay, there's a 20.
All right. Got it. Okay. And then Banthor?
Charisma save,
Okay.
or like
I didn't know if you wanted to do a particular action, like you use another spell, or if you just want to use a charisma save, and such. So if you use a charisma save, then you're going to be using that. If you use the other action, then you can use that instead.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna after seeing us fighting them off and Lieutenant there feeling better, I'm now going to be thinking of just get these away from us. So just a force get away, kind of an eldritch blast.
All right, go for it.
Feel for it. And how many entities are there?
Just the one.
Just the one. All right, so I'll aim both of them at that that entity.
Okay. Both of these are going to miss. Excuse me. That's just one attack roll. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one bolt.
Right. So that one is going to miss. It's going to dodge to the side. Again, has a lot of power and such. It's definitely, agile in this environment.
All right, I'm going to try again.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Tom. That also is going to miss, but it's keeping...
I'll inspiration that.
All right.
Would a 14 hit it?
Oh, can't catch a break.
So Ashra, you... Oh, okay. So I did see the finger gun, but I didn't, So you're basically, Ashra, you're basically in direct combat in a way, through helping Lieutenant Vasquez and such. So that's basically your deal and such. But you did roll the 20, I believe, with that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. All right. So keeping the entity busy, dodging back and forth, it doesn't have enough, it's using up its concentration to fight off or pin down Lieutenant Vasquez. With Ashra's help, Lieutenant Vasquez is able to get control of himself. He, in the IRL, in the real world, in the game, Lieutenant Vasquez looks up at you, Ashra, and makes eye contact, and, basically like, oh, a lot's happening. I can hold on to her. What do we do? What do you need me to do? As he's struggling and stuff. So he's asking you, what should he do?
Okay. So this thing is in his head. Is there a way before he can push it? Before he pushes it, obviously we want to push it out. Can he tell where it is physically?
Gotcha. All right. So you ask him, where is this thing or whatever?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
where is it? I'm assuming that it has to be in proximity in order to try to mess with his mind.
Gotcha. Alrighty. He is going to. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. It has a puppet inside the ship somewhere.
Put it inside the ship. Okay. All right. And then she's gonna say, "We need to expel it from your mind completely."
I need help.
All right.
So when we come back to you guys, we'll have y'all help him, push out this entity.
Okay. Oh, he's in up all my rerolls, I tell you.
Marshu takes flight and is basically circling the drop ship, and such. So either try to be another target or fight off anything that gets close in the air and such.
Mm-hmm.
On the right layer. Two more Yetis enter the combat. And Lieutenant Vasquez says, I can't hold it any longer, and drops the time dilation.
Okay.
So the bubble goes down, and a lot of the strain that's in his eyes leaves and such. And he looks firmly up at you, Ashra. Let's get this thing out of my head, and then we'll come back to you in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So he drops the time dilation. Let me put the gunship now. I'm going to put the gunship in the middle of the battlefield so you can see it easily, and then I'm going to put it where it is. So, it has a gun on the front. Yeah, very steampunk. Has blue smoke billowing out of it. The other gun gliders don't have any. You didn't notice any blue smoke or anything when it was gliding in, and you didn't hear any engines or anything like that. It basically was just a glider with a big gun on it. And those are three-barreled Gatling guns on the side, the gliders, and just some kind of large cannon on the front, basically throwing fireballs. It is out on the edge of the map, right there. So from the anti-aircraft gun, that is 145 feet, 140 feet or so from the anti-aircraft gun. And are they on? Oh. Give me a second, I need to mess with it. I don't know why it's not on the tracker. There we go. All right. Sec unit has been security unit has been holding up down at the base as these Yetis come in, drop into her AOE. She lets loose with her nano whips, and let's just see if both of them. Well, yeah, with advantage, they can hit. Okay, cool. Wounds the first Yeti coming down the hill, nearly killing it as she lops off his arms. It's just standing there going in pain and such. As the other Yeti drops to basically goes past it. I'm not really recognizing what's going on outside of, his companion is yelling in pain. And run. Yeah. He's going to run over. Let me put him back over here. I need to check his movement. Oh, yay. All right, cool. Runs up to Corporal Johnson. Necra. I'll talk to you in a moment. There's a gunship it's been in range, but the time bubble has dropped. You've been thinking that this has been making your shots harder. So now you don't feel like it's going to make it any harder. Anything for you there? You do hear the Yetis coming down and, them taking damage and pain and stuff, but they're on the other side. You don't have a good line of sight on them. But you do see this gunship. Now that the bubble has gone down, you notice the gunship has revved up his engines and is headed towards y'all quickly. Anything in particular you'd like to do, Necra?
Just a second. All right. So, from where I am, can I actually see the people flying it, or is it?
Yes, because it's kind of nose down a little bit, and it's open. So you can see that there are 4 people in here. There's what looks like maybe 3 dwarfs and a tiefling. The tiefling seems to be giving the orders.
That changes things slightly. So I'm gonna aim for the tiefling.
Okay.
And
So an aim shot. Give this particular.
Steady aim is.
Yep.
You give up your bonus shot and your movement to get advantage.
So use the steady aim. I'm gonna give a +5 to the target number for just trying to hit him, but no disadvantage or anything like that.
Well, steady aim gives advantage, so.
Right. I'm just saying, it gives you, and I'm not taking it away, so. Alrighty. Well, definitely with the 28, you're able to hit the tiefling.
Okay. Still out of range for sneak attack too.
Well, you have advantage.
Using the steady aim, giving you advantage, you can use sneak attack.
Okay, so that's 10. And I do have 2 attacks per.
Alright, go ahead. This one you won't get advantage on?
That's fine.
27 will hit.
Don't get sneak attack, so looks like 9.
All right.
Oh, I wish I had sneak on that one.
I know. Good lord. So 19 damage. Okay. You hit him basically in the base. You hit him in the shoulder. He kind of falls back a little bit, and you see wings kind of pop up, as he's trying to catch himself. And you hit one of the wings with your second shot. And let's see if he can maintain his. Oh, that's why. I can't find the dice because I put them away. All right. He's able to stay inside the craft and such. And but he's definitely wounded here with 2 arrows sticking out of him. And he's yelling at the other ones quite forcefully now, and hits one of them on the back of the head. That's it.
Right, so what else can I do? This is... Oh, well, crap. Oh, and where are these? Half number sneak, second tactics. So total which, okay, and my sneak is.
Did you do your wills?
Yeah,
Necrotic
so
name?
that's what I'm gonna do. So, pilot takes 4 necrotic damage.
The same guy?
The pilot.
No.
Ah, okay.
I cannot hit the same creature with this.
Got it.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
The wells from the grave lets them damage someone within 30 feet of the original target.
so
Ready. You do know, like, basically right when you trigger that, the guy not the guy he hit on top of the head, but the guy next to him, he yelps out in pain, and you notice the ship kind of, take just for a moment, a violent little shake.
So I don't break concentration?
Yeah. Well,
Or is that going to be important enough to matter?
Concentration on what?
Well, think about piloting a steampunk ship.
Oh, the pilot's concentration.
Yeah.
Not sure. Like, I was confused.
Well, they're usually overcomplicated, but if it isn't, then that doesn't matter, I presume. So,
I'll take it in consideration. I see what you're aiming for now.
Well, yeah. When it suddenly gets like jolt of pain out of nowhere, while it's trying to fly.
He's like, I thought he got hit with the arrow, not me. The Yeti is going to attack Corporal Johnson. Gonna start with its chilling gaze. DC 13. All right, he's cool. Corporal Johnson. Yeah, that crap doesn't work on me. But the Yeti takes 2 swipes at him. The second one clips him, doing a little bit of damage to him there. He takes 10 points of damage, and he goes to his knees. Oh! And looks up. You don't like this, do you? And hits him with his flamethrower. Oh, yeah. There's 24 points of fire and a 15-foot arc come out from the flamethrower. Wounding the Yeti and making it do a check. Oh, it's still here. All right. Yetis don't like fire. Was that a rush check? Rush? I can't say the word rush check. Rush it. Anyhow. All right. Fighters down. Maxie and Kellum. Kellum, you are continuing. Oh no, you dropped that. So you haven't taken the harnesses of the sheath off of him, but you are able to pull out the sword and activate it, hitting the AI Kennedy once. What did Maxie grab this as it fell to the floor, or did she just leave it there?
She was complaining that he broke it.
Right. It basically, it fell after Kellum hit it. It fell to the ground.
She's kind of looking at it like, that was valuable, and like, okay.
Kellum, what are you going to do? Are you going to hit it again?
Well,
grab it.
If it's fallen to the ground and doesn't appear to be a threat anymore, I'm going to return to the sheaths and get those.
All right.
Removed.
And so she's continuing to look for stuff. Are there any, like, you said this is a drop ship. Is there anything like small lockers that may or may not have more
Munitions.
weapons?
So you notice down near the base where Kellum is, the chairs are there that they were, strapped into the harnesses and such. So around in that area, you notice other compartment areas. Some of them are open with stuff been flung out. You see similar sigils from the med kit on one in particular and such. And things like that. So you do notice, there are like lockers around, small storage lockers around, the seating area and such.
Just let me know we're not taking much. We're taking.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Possibly stupid question, but does there seem to be something like crossed wrenches?
Yes, you do notice, with the symbols, they use a lot of symbols and such. So you definitely see a symbol there. A couple different areas that have, that symbol on them. You notice other symbols, some of them looking like lightning bolts. And then other symbols looking like the symbols that were on the ammo box that you handed off to Kellum.
Okay.
So you see wrenches, medical, lightning bolts, and basically symbols that were like on the ammo crate.
Okay.
Jeremy, you see what Thorn said?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, so she starts trying to rifle through the lockers to see if there's another fancy hand crossbow without the arms.
Okay. Any particular one that you want to open up or anything like that? There are
avoid the ones with the lightning bolt for the moment.
okay. There are other lockers there that don't have any symbols and such. They have writing on them, and things.
And presuming she understands. Well, she knows what the alphabet is, or at least has an idea, but she can't read any of it.
Right. Usually these are just like one words on there. Sometimes two words.
So,
you go up to the lightning bolt, and there's basically just an easy little latch thing, and it pops open. The door falls, open downwards, basically, kind of like a little shelf, and things kind of fall out a little bit. Basically, you've seen Banthor use a data pad and such. There's a couple data pads in here, and cables and such, and other things, basically motherboards that are in casings and stuff like that. So this looks like, from telling the player, not Maxie the character, but telling the player, these looks like being able to repair computers and things like that, data pads, cables, and other hard drives or motherboards, things like that.
This is outside of her depth, so keep going. And
okay. Next to that one is one that just has a name, some kind of name or something on it, and you open it up. It's got a mess of stuff in there, some khakis, jumpsuit and such. Nothing, like a flight suit. Nothing special. So it, kind of looks cool, and you pull that out. There's candy bars, and wrappers and such like that, and you can see, what it looks like. It's not like an MRE. It's more, like something they would have got out of a vending machine. There's without being too gross, there's a trucker bomb in there, and you do notice that there is a very small pistol in here.
Okay.
It's real shiny and is not as bulky as like the other two that you've seen. There's a mismatch of other like personal stuff in here. This must have been somebody's personal locker, basically.
So how many candy bars?
You find 3 candy bars, and a energy drink.
Okay. So that's lucky bait.
Blue unicorn, it gives you wings. No, sorry.
3 candy bars. I'm sure she can smell the sweetness.
Oh yeah, you totally can smell the caramel, and chocolate oozing out of the packaging and such. So.
All right.
But yes, you do find, and just because I'm going to call it a little cricket.
Okay. So she pulls that, aims out of the patch, and this is going to go badly. Tries to shoot the Yeti.
Okay. We'll wait till next turn. How about that?
I don't know what this thing does. Let me point it and see what it is.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna,
if nothing else, it's gonna go click. And
or she's gonna be squished on the wall from the recoil.
Exactly.
Yes. If it does do that, hopefully it does something to the Yeti too.
Yes.
Recoil. Boom. Yeti's like, what the heck?
Well, and she did say this is a small pistol, so it
Yes,
might
yes.
not be too terribly nasty for her.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically like the size of a personal derringer.
Yeah, I was
kind
gonna
of.
say
Oh,
Derringer.
this is a holdout gun. Great.
Yeah.
One shot.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Kellum, you. Oh,
Just
I
getting
forgot
the
exactly.
swords and the sheaths.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I would have immediately
Alright.
gone back to after the one slice, so it's no longer a threat. All right, turn back around and keep on.
You see it, on the ground sparking, but it's not hovering, and not talking, and not moving, and such.
Yeah, no longer a
and you
threat.
did
It can be dismantled.
You
more
did
later.
slice into it, a good halfway into it and stuff. You didn't hit it square, but you hit it on the side and basically almost shaved off one side of it and stuff. It's laying out, and you could see the internals and such. So we'll go back to Banthor and Ashra.
Alright. Well, let's now finally push this thing out of his head.
Banthor, while Ashra is trying to help Lieutenant Vasquez push this entity out, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna just keep attacking.
Okay. Ashra, give me a charisma saving throw and give me your attack. Banthor.
And I'm running out of ideas, so I'm going to point at the thing and go, "You suck," and cast a vicious mockery.
All right.
I'm not used to vicious mockery, so this is my
What's the
first time
damage
trying it
type
out.
on that? What's the damage
It's
type on that?
It is psychic.
It's psychic. Which I can
I'm
also
running out of
do.
ideas.
Okay. And is that a hit or a save? I can't remember.
It is a wisdom saving throw of 11.
And that is coming from Warlock?
Yeah, his pact of the tome.
Okay. So the DC is going to be a little higher than that. So. Where am I? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, my druid saves are
yeah.
17.
No, yeah, his warlock is lower
Warlock's
than his
11.
Yeah. And that's because it goes off your charisma, unfortunately. So, but I wouldn't have done that. I would have, had to go off of Constitution and such.
Okay.
Your Constitution saving, you get a +2. Okay, cool. All right. So the entity. Okay. So you're like, I haven't done this before. You're dumb and ugly, and it stops and looks at you like, really? Really? I'm dumb and ugly? And, kind of, you made it, like, kind of be self-conscious for a moment, which is interesting. With your 20 who? What did you get? 23?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm going to see Lieutenant Vasquez and help you out here. Oh, he's not help at all. Okay. And he's used up all of his usefulness and such. All right. So you're able to help him, but ow! I pushed the pen in the wrong direction. Damn it, that hurt. You know how you have the little thing on the end to push it and make it. I pushed the wrong end, and how that hurt. I pushed the pointy end. Okay, all right. All right, my little.
Mhm.
Now the pen won't write. Okay, there we go. All right, jeez, I took all the ink. All right. So you're able to help him push the entity out, but he's not able to do anything to help out with that. So it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle. But with the actually, I'll give him a reroll because of the.
I mean, the thing is being
vicious,
distracted.
Yeah, the vicious mockery. I'm gonna give him a reroll. All right. Okay. So 16. Okay. Cool. So the two of you, with Banthor's help and distraction, are able to push this entity out of his head. It goes screaming, and for a moment, both you, Banthor, and Ashura, and Lieutenant Vasquez, see two human-like eyes surrounded by the features of the alien, the xenomorph. So you've noticed and been told that the xenomorphs don't have eyes. And this one was looking at you with eyes, but it was a xenomorph with eyes looking at you. And the eyes seem to be human, or at least human-like.
Right.
And then it's pushed out of his mind, and it's just the three of you, and Lieutenant Vasquez passes out, and y'all are pushed then out of his mind.
Okay. And since Asha's like right there with him, she'd probably like, catch him, lay him down, you know. So he just doesn't like just drop.
Go ahead.
He said it had a what on the ship?
A puppet.
Is this thing okay? Because what like detect thoughts still goes for a minute. It's a whole concentration. I want to search for the thoughts of that puppet.
Okay.
So that I can.
Let's see. Give me a charisma check, not save. Okay, 14. Banthor, you kind of, still in the mind meld kind of thing, and as you're being kind of shunted out from his falling unconscious, you can see Ashura kind of scanning for this puppet, or at least scanning for something. Would you continue your mind, whatever the spell is, detect thoughts and detect as well?
Do I get a feeling that any kind of magic would be involved in this? Like, would I be able to pick it up with detect magic?
Give me let's see. Banthor, you're fairly intelligent and very wise. Okay. Yeah, very wise. Okay. This doesn't seem to be magically the whole confrontation didn't have any kind of, like magic feel to it. This is all like psychic energy.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm not certain if detect magic would detect that.
Okay. I'd keep my detect thoughts up then and help Ashura suss it out.
Okay. Give me a charisma check. Is that what I did? Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be harsh for you.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I am lagging.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't know if it's on my side. But what the?
nailed it. 0.
Awesome. Banthor, you lock on to some disturbing thought pattern and such, and it's coming from within the dropship. You feel like, oh, you know exactly where this thing is. Run with it.
I got it. Follow me.
Let's see. I'm gonna put a green token on you. So you're inside with you've run inside with Kellum and Maxie. Ashra, you are putting Lieutenant Vasquez down on the ground and searching around, and then Banthor's like, "Oh, I got it," and runs off, squeezes in between the dropship and Corporal Johnson as he's having it out with the Yeti, and crawls into the dropship.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay. You don't quite. You use some of your movement with the lieutenant, so you're basically standing in an odd place. Not quite in the door, but almost in the door. As you see, Maxie pointing out the door with the little cricket.
Am I in the way of her shot? Like, do I need to
You
duck?
see this, and what's your reaction?
Hey, if I see somebody pointing something to me, I'm gonna move out of the way.
Okay, so taking cover, you half step around, and back up just enough to, not be in the doorway and such.
So detect thoughts has like a 30-foot radius around it to,
Mm-hmm.
catch the thoughts. So, is that enough to like reach out, like obviously see Maxie, to any other thoughts, within that 30 foot.
Okay. Gotcha.
We're still looking for the.
Yeah. So of course Maxie's thought is, I'm gonna blast it.
Let's see what this is.
I see that. I move out the way and keep like scanning for thoughts. Anyway, I'm trying to pinpoint where this puppet thoughts are.
Gotcha. You can feel a couple of thought patterns bouncing around real close to you in a way, within 10, 15 feet. That, you're like, I think I've got everybody, There's this dude, the Yeti. She's about to blast me. Kellum's moving around. I know what he thinks. But there seems to be like two things going on. Two different voices, and you can't quite lock on. But you can feel that they're close.
So I'm going to do I? Sorry.
No, sorry. And Banthor walks past Maxie and steps over basically kind of where she was earlier. Such. Basically where he is now and such. And is looking around like he's found it. He's trying to find it.
I just point to a random panel on the wall, the random metal panel. There it is.
Yeah, she's using her own to like focus.
Zorn, what you got for me? We got a very wounded.
Oh,
that's right. Dadgummit.
I can still hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. Cool. Would you shoot at the wounded one that slid down and has no arms now? Or would you shoot at the one that is attacking Corporal Johnson? And
Yeah,
Corporal Johnson,
I'd take
right?
a pot shot at the guy threatening Corporal Johnson.
Okay. With the longbow, Giant Slayer, plus 12. Okay.
Headshot.
22. Oh,
Jeez, that's not.
yeah, that was a low roll right there. And a 17. Does a 17 hit? 17 hits. Okay. So both of your arrows strike true. For a total of 18 hit points.
Ah,
Flat. Both from your. Oh, actually, the first shot is with the somewhat of a sneak. He wasn't paying attention at all to you, so I'm going to re-roll just to see if.
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right. No quit. I should have used. Actually, let's use the Giant Slayer just because we should do. Look at that. It's cocked. What did it roll on? I'm sorry, I was kind of loud.
It says 14.
14.
Yeah, so it rolled. So it was cocked on the 2 and the 20. I'll take the 20. It registered the 2, but it was more out of sight than the 20. The 20 was higher and stuff when I was looking at the dice. So that's definitely enough to take it out with the crit. Now the first one hits it in the throat. It almost dies, and then the second one catches it in the side, and it falls to the ground. Corporal Johnson's like, "Hell yeah, get some."
Don't you have your horde breaker that lets you hit an adjacent or like?
There's
target?
nothing adjacent. The other one is off some 30 feet away. It's dealing with the security unit, the other Necra.
Okay.
The gunship is going to fire its main cannon.
okay, bye guys.
Later, boss.
Yeah.
See you
See
later.
you, man.
Yeah, it is
Bye.
11 o'clock. Okay. I just noticed that.
3 minutes.
Yeah. I'm going to fire the cannon. Come on. Where's the fire the cannon button? Fire the cannon. There we go. 12. Ooh. All right. So, not going to go exactly where I want it to go. Okay. All right, so it goes off over here. Give me a second. It only catches Zorn and Corporal Johnson. I'll make Zorn do a dexterity saving throw. Zorn, where are you? Oh, I'm on you. That's what I could tell you. Dex save for Zorn. Oh, good Lord. +9. All right, he saves. Corporal Johnson. Yeah, the D20. And he'll save. Alrighty. So they take half damage. Right, 17, 16 is 8. Zorn. 8 points of damage. Good Lord, out of 85. Alright. Okay. Ashra, you notice the explosion hits the corporal, and
The one that passed out?
no, Corporal Johnson, the guy with a handgun and the flamethrower.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It didn't. Oh, actually, I need to see if it. No, it doesn't hit him, but it does hit. Yeah, it almost hit him.
Okay, because that would have been bad. I was like,
it almost
hey,
hit him, but no. Okay.
hey, I just saved him.
I know, right? So Corporal Johnson takes a hit to, he like lays down on the ground, and some of the fire and shrapnel hits him. You hear him scream out in pain, and he's got a little bit before his turn. Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then the gunship moves in a compulsory 30 feet. The security unit, Necra out there with the other Yeti, not cloaked. It's to attack. Okay, the first one hits. Oh yeah, that's enough to take it out. Okay. She finishes the Yeti off with a couple swipes with her nano whip as a much larger Yeti descends from above. Necra. Actually, she is going to. The security unit is going to back away and get some cover behind this tree.
Okay.
She's getting cover from the gunshot. Necra. You shot the tiefling once, and the gunship is barreling down on you. It fired towards the group, and not towards you. Oh crap! Never mind. Oh, that happens later.
All right. Well. Yeah, might as well try it again.
You want? There's a way you can proc your sneak attack without you having to steady aim. Let's not forget that we have four. What was it? 4 giant birds.
Yeah. Since now the field's down, holler out
Right.
to shred his wings.
Gotcha. All right.
And
The birds can be a distraction, giving Necra the help action.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so
give me a figure. 16. You can roll with advantage, or is that with? No, that's not. Oof.
that is the
Right.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 16. 16 is gonna miss.
Okay. And second attack.
Your arrow bounces off the hull. There's that railing basically right there.
So it's only for the first attack in the thing that I
Gotcha.
get the advantage, right?
I mean, there's 4 of them, so
there are multiple flying eagles, so basically all 4 of them are swooping in.
Okay.
Oh my god!
I've got 2 crit fails off of that, so.
Well, hopefully you don't have any more. So that's good.
That's my attacks, so.
you do have inspiration. If you wanna,
Hang on. Okay.
haven't used it this session. Yeah.
Well, I guess. And one more. Well, so that's for.
There you go. That's enough to hit the
Tiefling.
tiefling. Thank you. Jeez, my brain stopped.
Sneak attack would proc with it.
Yeah.
Alright, well. So that's 9 damage. That, and then hit the pilot again.
Okay. All right. Cool. The tiefling stands up and has some kind of rifle, and is aiming at the birds that came in and distracted him, allowing him to get shot with the arrow. As he's aiming at the eagles, one of the other eagles comes in and wrestles with the tiefling for the gun. And getting, let's see, a 13.
Give me that! Give me that! Give me that!
All right. So they're wrestling with a gun, and the eagle is not able to pull it away. But then the fourth eagle comes in and body slams the tiefling. I'm not using those dice anymore. Yeah.
Don't
All
mess
right,
with nature.
with the 18, he knocks the tiefling off, and the tiefling falls 50 feet.
Ouch.
Taking 18 points of damage. And they were also moving, so we'll put a few more on there for the movement. With another 8. Okay, so you don't see him hit the ground, but you hear the thud and a bunch of crunch and such.
If he's still alive, I hope he's got a piney taste. So, and the pilot?
So you hit him with the necrotic energy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, the gunship party. I should have done that earlier. Oh, I know. Good. So the gunship goes forward a little bit and then slides to kind of like a halt, like he puts the e-brake on, and the back end kind of slides around and such. The way that he slid, the side gun is pointed in the opposite direction. So the side gun is pointed off towards the east, basically, as he has exposed the western, the right side of his gunship, which that popped off and glided down I saw earlier and such. So he has the main cannon and the one side gun, but the side gun is pointed in the opposite direction, and the main cannon is pointed to the south, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the pilot, let's see, he is going to see what he does. All right. He stands up and puts his hands in the air.
Wave him around like you just don't care.
He waves him around like he just don't care. Yeah.
Okay.
The two guys on the gun glider ship, they start barking at him and such. And he just reaches down and pushes the button, and the glider pops off.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, he's surrendering.
Oh, wrong button. You didn't see that.
No, we didn't. So
Hey,
No, we didn't. We
no, whatever that 19 was is the last thing. So
the glider pops off, descends 20 feet, and this guy's going to try to get control over it. He gets control over it, and it does glide closer to y'all as he no longer is paying attention to what's going on with the gunship, and as he's gliding in and had to take care of that, he's nosed it in towards the group. So it veers off a little bit in its descent, but then he gets control of it and steers it towards the group. And the gunner on there is whirling the gun. It should be firing at some point here. Aftra, you with your detect mind, you get like just a hide. And the thought that you pick up is hide.
Oh,
Seek. You can't tell where it's coming from, but you can tell that it's trying to hide.
alright. I can't tell, but it's near.
Yes. The big Yeti comes down the hill and runs the security unit and tries to freeze her. Yeti, where's your freeze? What is that? DC 13? Oh, yeah, that's... well, I'll make that a little bit bigger since... But that should be, what is it, a con save. All right, yeah, she's got that bag. She's got that with spades. Oh, but not today. All right. 13? Oh, yeah. All right, never mind. Yeah, she got... 15. Hold on. No, she doesn't have a plus. Ooh. No, she got a +6 to her constitution. So she is frozen. Takes some cold damage and gets hurt. Ooh, all right. Takes 2 swipes as well from the Yeti. As he actually, yeah. Instead of swiping her, he picks her up over his head. Kind of does the Sandman. Sandman, yell like, "Oh, look what I've got! I've got one, yes." And such, still damaging her in his grip, but he's got a prize. And noticing his fallen comrades and that one of them died with fire and that there's some more fire, he turns around and starts to clamber up the wall, the side of the embankment here, with the security unit slung over his shoulder.
Let's.
Corporal Johnson does not like this, and he will run forward. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, he's on the ground. I forgot. Astra, you hear some hissing, like mechanical, like, and stuff, and you kind of notice like a plume of mist has surrounded, or come from the Corporal Johnson. His eyes open. He stands up, and he sees the Yeti leaving, and like he's looking, for his comrades, and sees his comrade being taken up the hill. He will run forward 15 feet, and No. Now, yeah, he's going to have to run forward. He's going to run forward 15 feet and fire at the Yeti. He's taking one shot at the Yeti instead of popping off 2 rounds like he normally does.
Mhm.
And I don't have. Let's get the. Ooh, it doesn't like this dice roller. Well, we did it. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that. Fudging too many out there. 7. Okay, there. All right. And no. Oh, I put the 7 in the wrong place. The 7 goes there behind the dice, not in front of the dice. All right, here we go. 21. There we go. All right. That's good. Let's see. Too many rolls. I'm supposed to keep up with that. Stay tuned. 17. Has to make a strength saving throw. Okay, he makes it. So the Yeti, he gets hit by the Ares Predator 2, and stumbles for a moment, but is able to. Oh no, he's climbing. Never mind. Wait a second. With disadvantage. Gummit. Even better. And it continues to climb up the side of the embankment. I'm going to try to chew through this round real quick, unless we need to break off immediately. The glider is going to, looky, fire at Necra. Yeah, you're pretty much the only thing. Well, let's see. It's going to swish over this way with the compulsory 20-foot movement, and then come in and such. So, gonna hit Lieutenant Vasquez as well. All right. The Gatling gun fires off. 3d10 plus 4.
Ooh.
18 points of damage. Nectar, give me a dexterity saving throw as the ground between you and Lieutenant Vasquez is riddled with small arms. Well, not small arms fire, but low caliber rounds. Ooh. That no get it. But you only take. Oh, what's that?
That's fine.
Yeah. But you take 18 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, well, that's part of why I was asking about the crossed branches.
I'll use a reaction to half that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 9.
You're inside.
Provided I can.
Yeah.
But she's got the halo, right? So he could tell.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see, the heart rate spike, basically, and you're like, oh no, ooh. She's about to take it. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm concentrating on the spell, so no charge spent.
Max, then Kellen.
Alright, so...
Oh, noisy cricket, or little cricket. You see the
target for the big guy.
Yeah, big guy. All right. Roll a d20.
She also has steady aim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess you probably would try to do this with as much concentration as possible. If you want to roll with advantage. 19. All right.
Plus, what's her dex?
Dex. Just a dex.
5.
Okay. Go ahead, Mathor. We'll do Kellen, and then we're going to stop.
Her total is 24.
Okay, all right. So that's a hit. Do you want to roll the 3d10 plus 4?
3 plus sneak.
I got to bounce, guys.
All right.
You have a
Okay.
good one, Van
Have a good
Thor, and
20.
I'll put the XP in here. You can take care of it later.
Okay, sounds good. Take it easy, guys.
Later.
See?
We'll have a game next schedule.
Saturday, I think.
Same schedule.
Sounds good.
16 plus 4 is 20 points of damage.
Did you roll her sneak as well? Because if you use steady aim, that gives her sneak, because that's
Yeah.
advantage.
I'll take it.
That's plus 12, so
Good
32.
lord. 32. Alrighty. So for the first time, you've gotten maybe a little bit of red mist before from an arrow. This is the first time that Maxie's ever gotten, this kind of red mist. As the round slams into the back of the Yeti. Give me a strength saving throw.
Oh,
The
was-
recoil.
Or athletics.
yeah.
Saving throw is probably.
Just gonna. Nope.
Alrighty. So you are tossed back 20 feet from the gun. You have just 20 feet of blah here. So you're not going to take, blah. I'll just hit you with a d6. That's not what I meant to roll. There we go. 1 point of damage. Okay, alright. It slings you back 20 feet, and you slam up against the other side. But not as hard as you would have. But, like if it would have been 10 feet away, and you run into something, that would have been painful. But you had just enough time, Maxie, to, slow your push back, with her wings and such. You only take 1 point of damage. As you smack, the back of the other side of the hull from the inside.
Right. And
It's not a big, it's not a big force, blah, or anything like that. But it is, like a laser bolt flies out of this, and the kickback is the not aware and small stature, slings you backwards. I'm not gonna do a full noisy quick cricket and stuff. That's why I called it a little cricket, not a noisy cricket.
Right. And she kind of looks at Kellum's like, I see why you took the other one from me.
But this one's mine.
But this one's mine. And Kellum, it's your turn.
So have I recovered the sheath for these?
Let's see.
two swords?
So, yes, you have recovered the sheath with the harnesses and such. You can, strap them on yourself or just, stow them.
They're just going in the backpack for now.
Got it.
And what is my estimation of their armor? Is it better than mine?
So the guy who's lying on the ground, his armor doesn't seem to be better than yours. It is armor, you can tell, but it doesn't, and the back has been kind of ripped up as well. It seems like a lower grade, maybe not somebody that's in the front lines or something like that, and this may be a support individual. The guy that you took the swords from, on the other hand, he's got helmet, chest plating and padding arms and padded legs and such. That could possibly be better than your armor.
I'm taking.
Okay.
I'm stripping
So
him down.
you start to strip the guy down, finding snaps and zippers and things like that, to that gets him out of it. It's going to take you, a few minutes, of course, to do this and such. Okay.
I'm starting to feel like a very I don't know what to call it. We just got a bunch of really nice gear, and now here I am just scavenging for more gear.
Loot goblin.
Yeah,
a loot goblin.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's usually me, but it's not me this time.
Astra, you did notice that when Corporal Johnson stood back up and such, he seemed to have been healed somewhat from his injuries, but he didn't do anything and such. You just saw him stand up, look around, grab his gun, and move forward and fire.
Okay. I'll take a note of that.
You did also notice that it didn't take much to put him down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Kellum would have been hit like this, Kellum would have went, okay, that hurt. I can take that a couple of more times. But the corporal got hit once, and he went down to his knees and then took the blast, and he was almost out.
Wow. And the unconscious guy, is he okay?
Yeah, he seems the blast was the fire didn't come, hit him, and none of the shrapnel or anything like that. So, you've got your basically, you kind of have your back to the drop ship because you saw Maxie and you just flipped around, instead of sidestepping, you just turned your body around, and hugged the wall and kind of thing oh yeah, all right. And so you're looking, towards where the Yetis are coming from, and the Vasquez is to your left, lying on the ground.
Okay, so he's still fine. I don't need to grab him and pull him out of the way.
No, he doesn't. He's kind of tucked, right there underneath the nose of the drop ship and such.
Okay, that's good. Is there just the one Yeti that's leaving, or is there others still coming?
It looks like it's just the one that's leaving.
Okay, and then there's the glider ship that's shooting.
Yeah. So from the other side of the drop ship, a glider ship is about 30 feet in the air, and you heard it do a strafing run. Some of the rounds hit the nose of the drop ship, but because of where Vasquez is, he didn't get hit.
Okay. There's something I can do, but I also don't want to lose concentration on this, and I'd have to drop concentration in order to do the other thing. There's Banthor's going. I was just going to say, Banthor, what are you going to do? And I was like, he just
All right.
left.
So it is 11:30, so we're past, by 11, 30 minutes and such. So go ahead and, stop
We
it
can
right
start
here.
right. Yeah, we can start.
Yeah, well, this will be the top of the round. We'll start with Banthor and yourself and go from there.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a thought of what I want to do, but I want to check with
And
Banthor.
and this will give you a little bit in time to think about that some more. So Sunday the 13th. No, is that right?
The 13th?
Yes, because the 19th is So yeah, this is Fallout. If it goes, skip. All right, yeah, 13th. All right, Sunday.
Fine with me so far.
So we've taken out some Yetis, some more Yetis, Super Yeti, and one thing there.
That one I don't want to get away with the Necra fake.
Mm-hmm.
But also there's the ship, and I could try to hit them both at the same time. I just need to know what Banthor's going to do.
So for XP wise, until we